Let's work through this geometry problem carefully from the beginning and pay attention to how we turn the original triangle into two right triangles and then use a circle to connect everything together. We have a triangle PQR inscribed in a circle, with side PQ equal to 9 units, side PR equal to 11 units, and side QR equal to 10 units. And our goal is to find the radius of the circle. The first thing we want is an altitude, because an altitude creates right triangles, and right triangles immediately give us access to the Pythagorean theorem. So let's draw a perpendicular from point P down to side QR, and let that perpendicular meet QR at point S. We'll call the altitude PS, H. Now suppose the segment QS has length X. Since the entire side QR is 10 units long, the remaining segment SR must be 10 minus X. So, we now have two right triangles inside our original triangle. Triangle PQS on the left and triangle PRS on the right. Let's start with triangle PQS. Because PS is perpendicular to QR, angle PSQ is a right angle. Therefore, PQ is the hypotenuse of this right triangle. We know PQ is 9 units, QS is X, and PS is H. By the Pythagorean theorem, the square of the hypotenuse equals the sum of the squares of the two legs. So we can write 9 squared equals X squared plus H squared. 9 squared is 81, so we have 81 equals X squared plus H squared. Now let's isolate H squared by subtracting X squared from both sides. That gives us H squared equals 81 minus X squared. Let's keep that as our first equation. Now we move to the second right triangle, triangle PRS. Again, because PS is perpendicular to QR, this is a right triangle. The hypotenuse is PR, which is 11 units. The base is SR, and we already know that SR equals 10 minus X. The other leg is our altitude H. So, applying the Pythagorean theorem again, we get 11 squared equals the quantity 10 minus X whole squared plus H squared. 11 squared is 121, so we have 121 equals the quantity 10 minus X whole squared plus H squared. Now isolate H squared by subtracting the squared expression from both sides. This gives us H squared equals 121 minus the quantity 10 minus X whole squared. That is our second equation. Now, notice something very useful. Both equations give us a value for exactly the same quantity, H squared. Therefore, the right-hand sides must be equal. So we can set them equal to each other. We get 81 minus X squared equals 121 minus the quantity 10 minus X whole squared. Now we need to expand that squared expression carefully. Remember the identity, the quantity. A minus B whole squared equals A squared minus 2, multiplied by A multiplied by B plus B squared. Applying that identity here, the quantity 10 minus X whole squared becomes 100 minus 20X plus X squared. So our equation becomes 81 minus X squared equals 121 minus the quantity 100 minus 20X plus X squared. Now pay close attention to the negative sign before the bracket. When we distribute that negative sign, every sign inside the bracket changes. So the right-hand side becomes 121 minus 100 plus 20x minus x squared. 121 minus 100 is 21. Therefore, we now have 81 minus x squared equals 21 plus 20x minus x squared. Look carefully at both sides. There is a negative x squared on the left and another negative x squared on the right. We can add x squared to both sides and those terms cancel. That leaves us with 81 equals 21 plus 20x. Now subtract 21 from both sides. 81 minus 21 is 60. So we get 60 equals 20x. Divide both sides by 20, and we find that x equals 3. So the first unknown segment is now known. QS is 3 units. Since the entire side QR is 10 units, the remaining segment SR is 10 minus 3, which equals 7 units. Now we can find our altitude h. We already have the first equation, which was h squared equals 81 minus x squared. Since x is 3, we substitute 3 into that equation. So, h squared equals 81 minus 3 squared. 3 squared is 9, so h squared equals 81 minus 9, which gives h squared equals 72. Now, take the positive square root of both sides. Since h represents a length, we take the positive value. Therefore, h equals the square root of 72. We can simplify 72 by writing it as 36 multiplied by 2. So the square root of 72 becomes the square root of 36 multiplied by the square root of 2. The square root of 36 is 6. So our altitude is h equals 6 square root of 2 units. Great! Now we know the height of the original triangle. The next step is where the circle becomes important. We draw a diameter through point P and let the other endpoint of that diameter be point T. Let the radius of the circle be r. Since PT is a diameter, its length is 2 multiplied by r. Now remember, Thales' theorem. An angle subtended by a diameter at the circumference is a right angle. Therefore, angle PRT is 90 degrees, and triangle PRT is a right triangle. We now have another right triangle that can be compared with triangle PQS. Triangle PQS has a right angle at S, while triangle PRT has a right angle at R. We also have another pair of equal angles. The angle at Q in triangle PQS is the same as the angle at T in triangle PRT because both angles subtend the same chord PR. Therefore, by the angle-angle criterion, triangle PQS and triangle PRT are similar. This is the key observation because once two triangles are similar, their corresponding sides are proportional. Let's identify those corresponding sides carefully. The hypotenuse of the smaller triangle PQS is PQ, which is 9 units. The hypotenuse of the larger triangle PRT is PT, which is the diameter of the circle, so its length is 2r. Also, the side PS in the smaller triangle corresponds to PR in the larger triangle. We know PS is 6 square root of 2, while PR is 11. Therefore, the ratio of the hypotenuses must equal the ratio of those corresponding sides. So, we can write 2r divided by 9 equals 11 divided by 6 square root of 2. Now let's solve this equation carefully. Cross multiply, which gives us 2r multiplied by 6 square root of 2 equals 9 multiplied by 11. On the left, 2 multiplied by 6 gives 12. So we have 12r square root of 2 equals 99. To isolate r, divide both sides by 12 square root of 2. Therefore, r equals 99 divided by 12 square root of 2. We can simplify the numerical fraction by dividing 99 and 12 by 3. That gives us r equals 33 divided by 4 square root of 2. We can rationalize the denominator by multiplying the numerator and denominator by square root of 2. So we get r equals 33 multiplied by square root of 2 divided by 4 multiplied by square root of 2 multiplied by square root of 2. Since square root of 2 multiplied by square root of 2 equals 2, the denominator becomes 8. Therefore, the exact radius is 33 square root of 2 divided by 8 units. If we want a decimal approximation, square root of 2 is approximately 1.414. So multiplying 33 by 1.414 and dividing by 8 gives approximately 5.83 units. Therefore, our final answer is that the radius of the circle is 33 square root of 2 divided by 8 units, which is approximately 5.83 units. Notice how the whole problem came together. First, the perpendicular created 2 right triangles. Then the Pythagorean theorem allowed us to find x and the altitude. After that, the diameter created another right triangle. And finally, similarity gave us a relationship between the triangle's known sides and the circle's diameter. That is the main idea to remember from this problem. If you found this solution useful, take a moment to like the video, subscribe for more step-by-step geometry problems, and leave a comment with your answer before moving on to the next one.